This is Mission Control, Project Launch. Saline Area Schools, Commander Heff speaking. It is 18:15, takeoff 1 hour and holding. We are beginning final flight systems preparation at this point. Crew, we are holding until final launch briefings. Grant writer Odom, give us an update.
Grant was written, funding provided, program implemented. Teachers and, kids and students, are you ready?
Parent Rentschler and student Connor, is preparation complete?
We are ready, but need the teachers. Are they briefed?
Teachers Reeves and Bendis is a school transition for this mission. And I'm not sure where they're at. They're coming. Alumni ride-out, are you in place?
We are ready for takeoff.
All preparation is done. T, 1 hour and counting. Good evening. It is 6:15, 6:16. I'm changing my notes as I go. I personally welcome you to this 5th annual kickoff for the Foundation for Saline Area Schools. I am Cheryl Heff, currently serving as president of the foundation, and will be your MC this evening as we roll out our strategic grant and the foundation's accomplishments. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. In accordance with the screen that is also up here, we will be following, this is our first technology attempt, so you will see some things changing above me. But a few ground rules. Please continue to enjoy your dinner while the program is presented. Myself or any of the speakers will not be upset that you're looking down at your food. The bathrooms are down the hall. If you have other concerns, please see anyone over at the buffet table. And if you'd like seconds, don't hesitate to get up and go to the table. I promise you that we will be done here at approximately 19:15. Following this is the second phase of our program. You are all invited to the homegrown concert featuring 9 Saline alumni as listed on the screen. Under the direction of Rebecca Grieve Driscoll, Cultural Arts Program Specialist, this is a free event to be held this evening in the Ellen Ewing Performing Arts Center, immediately following dinner. This will be emceed by Bonnie Rideout. Bonnie stood a few minutes ago, but Bonnie, will you stand again? She is a Saline High School graduate, a renowned Scottish fiddler, and 3-time Grammy nominee. Bonnie will be speaking with us in a few moments. The final phase of tonight's program is dessert, homemade treats from Tipton's Market that will follow the concert on the Performing Arts Center's second balcony, featuring Bonnie plus behind-the-scene tours of the Cultural Arts Center. Ellen Ewing, Ellen, I saw you earlier, but where are you? And please stand. Right there. Ellen, former Saline superintendent and the namesake for this facility, will be present to briefly share some history and to let you know about some stories about the Performing Arts Center. We encourage you to attend the concert and afterglow. And now on with the program. Thank you to our kickoff committee under the leadership of Amy Long and Barb Saylor. Names are listed on the back of the program of this excellent committee. I also want to thank each of the foundation trustees and the Saline staff for their support. My sincere gratitude also goes to the NHS members over in the corner who are serving to guide and direct us this evening. We have several dignitaries present who will stand as their name is called. Please hold applause until all are recognized. Saline Board of Education, Tim Austin, Alan Brilliant, Craig Heft, Paul Heineck, Heidi Panas, and Dennis Valente. Pittsfield Township Board, represented by Township Clerk Alan Israel, Township Treasurer Patricia Scribner, Director of Public Safety Matthew Harshberger, School Liaison Derek Neff, candidate for Michigan 52nd District Barbara Ryan Fuller, and Township Trustee Jerry Crum, plus Alicia Ping, Washtenaw County Commissioner, and Gretchen Driscoll, member of the Michigan House of Representatives, 52nd District. The foundation is also proud of another group of individuals who are plan-giving partners. Will the partners for the foundation please stand? We want to personally thank you for your contributions to the foundation and for your long-term commitment and support of our grants and program. Your networking is so appreciated. Another set of partners for the foundation are our sponsors. Together we recognize Briarwood Ford, Steve and Sue Whitener, our partners in the truck raffle. The truck is located at the east entrance tonight. Are Steve and Sue here? Secondly, Great Lakes Educational Group, Brenda said right, and Nora said, I know Brenda's here. Brenda, will you please stand? And New Foundry, represented this evening with Chris Myers. And Nora, I didn't see you, so Nora said awesome. So these are our sponsors and partners. And now a review of the foundation's past year. I am pleased to announce that due to another successful fundraising effort and community support, the foundation has been able to, during the 2014 school year, provide the school district with over $125,000 in grants. The foundation continues to grow. Net assets, endowed and otherwise, now exceed $550,000, more than a 20% increase from June of 2014. This is in large part due to a generous bequest that was left to the foundation in the fall of 2014. As we continue to operate as a volunteer board, foundation expenses are an incredibly low percentage of our overall activity. But as the foundation grows, we are pursuing new dimensions in our infrastructure. An executive director, Katie Murphy, foundation trustee, will explain.
Hi everyone. As Cheryl mentioned, the foundation has continued to grow immensely over the past several years, allowing us to invest more in our teachers, our school, and our community. In order to continue this growth into the future, the foundation is seeking an executive director to lead the organization forward. The executive director will report to the foundation board of trustees and have the overall strategic and operational responsibility for the foundation's staff, programs, expansion, and execution of its mission. If you or someone you know has a strong commitment to education and specifically for the students of Saline area schools and is interested in learning more about this position, please visit the Saline area schools website at www.salineschools.org. Under the employment section, you'll find the executive director posting under the special projects. Thank you all for your continued support of the foundation. We're really very excited about this new opportunity to grow and expand the foundation so it can provide even greater benefits to the Saline area schools, the students, the teachers, and the community at large. So now I'll pass it back to Cheryl to continue the celebration and the launch of our 2015-16 strategic grant.
Thank you, Katie. The foundation supports staff grants annually by designating close to $20,000. Staff represents monies for unique, staff requests monies for unique and creative projects or programs that require seed money that otherwise would not be funded by the district. We awarded approximately 20 grants last fall. Having received a 2014 staff grant, I'd like to introduce to you Laura Odom, who presently teaches social studies at Saline Middle School and requested funds to provide project-based learning in her 7th grade classroom. Laura will identify how important grants are to her teaching process. Laura.
Hi everyone. I just want to start off by saying thank you and give a big cheer for the foundation for this really awesome event tonight. My name is Laura Odom. I'm a 7th grade social studies teacher at the middle school. I'm a Saline resident community member. I'm mother to Lucy, age 7, and Jules, age 4, and wife to my husband Monty, who's 25. Just kidding. I thank the foundation and Saline Area Schools for having me and my family here tonight. I stand here with the deepest respect for the foundation and the tremendous support it provides teachers. I'm humbled by the huge community support that I see before me. We are all here for the same purpose, to support our schools. Saline Area Schools is my home. It's where I greet hundreds of students every day. I get to learn with and from them. I am empowered with the opportunity to teach and practice skills like collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking alongside them. I get to collaborate with and learn from the most amazing colleagues with the support of award-winning administrators. Today's a great day. I feel fortunate. I'm fortunate to be looking out at a sea of people invested in quality learning for our students. Fortunate that I am a teacher who's encouraged to try innovative and creative pedagogy to reach my students. Fortunate that I am a parent of children in this district who have the most devoted teachers. Fortunate that I'm a part of a community that cares so deeply about our children's education. There is no other place I would rather be. I give the foundation my most profound thank you for all that you do, specifically for your mission of providing grants to teachers for the purpose of the enhancement of quality education. As a multiple grant recipient, I can speak from experience that it works. My most recent grant, Project-Based Learning for the 21st Century Learner, has cultivated a dynamic learning experience for my students. I'm rewarded with comments from my students like, Mrs. Odom, I know I only have to include this information, but can I do more? My response, go for it. And I never knew social studies could be like this. It can. The Chromebooks provided by the foundation help make project-based learning a reality in my classroom. Provide the right environment and resources, and our students are on fire. These kids truly amaze me. We are a community, teachers, administrators, parents, foundation members, and donors. It is with your support that our school district is one of the most highly ranked districts in the state. Thank you for your support. And it's a go.
Laura, I want you to say that one more time. What is it? Okay, very good. Thank you, Laura, grant writer. Our next speaker is a parent, Lisa Rentschler, and her son, Connor. Having worked in corporate marketing and now a stay-at-home mom, Lisa is a strong advocate for Saline Area Schools and special needs. She was even recognized recently by the city of Saline as a Volunteer of the Month. Connor, a Saline High School freshman, does great at voice impressions, loves Legos, plus enjoys working and playing on his laptop. Lisa and Connor.
Is this thing on? Oh, it is on. Hi, my name is Connor Rentschler. Here's how technology helps me every day. Number one, I type my homework and share it with my classmates and teachers. Number two, I add homework assignments to my Google Calendar to stay organized. Number three, read textbooks on my laptop. Thank you.
My name is Lisa Rentschler, and I am Connor's mom. Also, just a side note, we had Mrs. Odom as a teacher, and she's awesome. As Connor stated, he uses his laptop or his assistive technology to make him successful every day in the classroom. He uses his Google Calendar to put his homework on there so that he can become more independent, so that he can stay organized. And it is helping him become more aware of what he's responsible for. I asked him the other day when he came home from school, I said, do you have any homework? And he wasn't being sarcastic or anything. he says to me, well, check my calendar. And he also has a difficulty writing. Actually, the physical fine motor skill of writing is difficult for him, but he can type fast. So this helps him to be able to expand on some of the ideas that he may have either in English or in social studies. He also has a program on his laptop that can convert a form that you have to fill in the blanks. He can make it typable on his computer so that he can fill in the answers that way versus having to write. He also has a hard time putting an answer in that little box that we all have a problem filling out. He also uses his Google Drive, which he can save all of his documents on there. They're automatically shared with his teachers, so he can't ever say he forgot his homework at home, or he's lost it, or the dog ate it, because it's in the cloud somewhere, and the teachers can see it as soon as they're notified that it's been shared. He can also share it with his classmates, so if they're doing some sort of collaborative project, they can send it to the group, and then they can all view what's on there and review and share information that way. We were in Kara Davis's classroom in 7th grade, which was the next gen, I think it was the first next gen classroom in the middle school. And we were involved in that, invited to be a part of it. And if you put Kara Davis in a closet with no materials, it would be an awesome class. But having the technology available, made it that much more easy for each individual student to be able to learn at their style, and especially for Connor to make it easier for him to be successful at the end of the class. So I just want to thank you for your support and help with the technology. And Commander Heft, it's a go.
Thanks for the go, Parent Rentschler and student Connor. Annually, the Foundation supports a new initiative that is a major curricular innovation. It is called the Strategic Grant. For 2015-16, I'm sure you can guess, Project Launch is that project. Our fundraising will provide funds for support of this initiative at Heritage School, centered around the idea of program and problem-based learning. Students will engage in meaningful projects that span multiple curricular areas, language arts, social studies, music, and art, to name a few. This is the 6th such curricular effort sponsored by the Foundation. Following Project Lead the Way and Next Gen Classrooms in previous years, this strategic grant will coordinate with those previous grants. Students will learn in a powerful and connected way. Plus, it emphasizes a college and career-based system called the 4 C's: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. It is now time to check in with our teachers. Both 5th grade teachers at Heritage School, I introduce to you Kirsten Reese and Becky Bendis. Teaching in next generation classrooms this year, they are implementing the Project Lead the Way curriculum. They will be discussing a module called Infection Detection. Shortly, their students will be sharing with you their learnings at each table. Some will have presentations, others will show videos or pictures, all showcasing the use of the 4 C's in their classroom. Becky and Kirsten.
Hi, my name is Becky Bendis.
And I am Kirsten, and as Cheryl said, we are both very fortunate to be 5th grade teachers, next gen teachers over at Heritage. Project Lead the Way kind of started back in July when 6 teachers from Heritage went to Eastern Michigan University for a training, a 3-day training. It was quite intense. We built pulleys, we learned all about how to build a cast, lots of really cool and interesting things. We then became lead teachers who could come back to our building and train the rest of the teachers who were going to implement Project Lead the Way as to how they could do that in their classroom. So it's kind of been something we've been working on since July, and it's a really great program.
Project Lead the Way is part of our big initiative at Heritage this year. Our main focus is problem-based learning, where we teach the curriculum through a project and then focus on the real-world application of that learning. Project Lead the Way is perfect for this program because it has such a focus on the real-world application of the science that we're teaching our students. We have 4 modules in 5th grade, along with all of the other grades. We focus on a few scientific fields, and those repeat through each grade, so students have a large exposure. Our first 2 units in 5th grade are on infection, and that's what our students are here to talk about today. We have a biomedical focus on one of our modules, and another is for computer science. The second half of our year, we will focus on robotics, and that's where we talk a lot about engineering. Our first unit, like I said, is infection detection, and each unit follows the same 5 parts. We start with 3 activities where we're teaching a lot of content to the students, followed by a project and a problem. In the project and the problem, students use the knowledge that they learned in the first 3 activities and apply it to a real-world situation. In our current unit, our problem is that there's an outbreak at the school, and the students have to act as epidemiologists to solve that problem and find out where it started. Each unit is also guided by some essential questions. Our essential questions for this unit are on the screen. We use these questions to help guide the students through the unit. It shares some of what they're going to learn, and it also is something that we strive to answer by the end of the unit. We're part of the way through the unit, so students have an idea of the answer for most of these questions.
All right, so our students are going to be talking to you tonight, and I just want to highlight some of the things that they might be saying to you. So first, as Becky said, we start every Project Lead the Way module with an activity. So this activity kind of introduces them to what the problem is. This one, there's an outbreak at their school, and they have to figure out what the outbreak is, so what kind of disease it is, and where it started, and then how they can help their classmates stay healthy. So we played everyone's favorite childhood game of Heads Up, 7 Up, and we picked one person to be infected with the glow germ. And what it was just a powder that when it was exposed to a UV light, you could see it on your hands. So during the game, the kids shook someone's hand, and then afterwards, they got to make these charts. So the first one is an evidence chart of who has the glow germ and people that they shook hands with. So then they could go and make this poplet and prove. So I know that these 7 people all have the glow germ, but we have to figure out who got it first. So they had to make the poplet. Poplet is a great app for showing their learning. So they said, okay, these 5 people have it. Where did they get it from? So then they could determine who patient 0 is. So we introduce the vocabulary of patient 0. They figure out where the disease started, and this is evidence of their learning. And then they can then turn this into us so that we can kind of see, okay, who knows who patient 0 is, who might we need to help out a little bit on that. So that was all of activity 1. Then we moved into activity 2, which was about preventing the spread. In this activity, they learned about how to help stop germs from spreading from person to person. So we learned about the scientific inquiry process, pretty big words here, but they had to first ask a question. So they had to decide, what do we want to know about how to keep each other healthy? What can we ask ourselves? And then we gave them the materials, and then they did the experiments, and they had to come up with a conclusion. So all of those steps of the scientific inquiry process were present. They were designing their own experiment. And so some students tonight might be showing you their conclusions. So you might find out that hand sanitizer doesn't work as well as antibacterial soap, or foaming soap works better than non-foaming soap. They had all kinds of awesome ideas about what they wanted their experiment to be. And this part, we really got to see that student choice. They can decide, this is what I want to know, so I'm going to know about it. I'm going to learn about it, and I'm going to kind of guide myself through this. The last piece that we sort of did was ask the expert. So we brought in 2 different experts. Our very first expert was an epidemiology student. They said, you know, Mrs. Bendes, Ms. Reese, you guys don't know that much about epidemiology, so we need someone better than you. And we were like, okay, we'll find someone. So we contacted an epidemiologist. She's a PhD student at the University of Michigan, and she came in and talked about what epidemiologists do to keep people healthy. So she came in and talked about cholera outbreak as an example. Then the second expert we had was Leslie Lynn, also from the University of Michigan. She teaches in the Ross School of Business, and she came in to teach kids about how to present. So this was a little bit less authentic because we knew they were coming to you today, and we wanted to make sure that they were as prepared as possible and get those real-world skills of shaking someone's hand when you meet them, making eye contact, making sure to present yourself well to the audience. So they are our experts here tonight. They should be coming to your tables. We are short a few students, so if there's not a fifth grader at your table, feel free to get up and walk to a table where they are. They're wearing a bright yellow shirt, so they should stand up. They are ready with their presentations, but they'd love to hear your questions, so please feel free to ask them questions. And like I said, if there's not one at your table, you can go and hear from them at a different table. All right, so off you go, fifth grader.
We are nearing lunchtime and counting. Alumni Bonnie Rideout is the only American to hold the honor of representing Scottish fiddler music at the prestigious Edinburgh International Festival. She is the first woman to hold the National Scottish Fiddle title and the youngest to have garnered the U.S. Championship, winning it 3 consecutive years. So Bonnie was inducted into the Old National Bank Hall of Fame in 2014 here at Saline High School. And as you walk to the Helen Ewing Performing Arts Center tonight, it's on the left-hand side. Scott Braden would like to represent to Bonnie this evening a recognition for that Hall of Fame. So Scott and Bonnie.
Thank you. First of all, as Cheryl Heff noted, thank you for coming tonight. It's great to see so many faces out here who are supporting Saline area schools. I have the distinct pleasure and honor of presenting Bonnie Rideout with the plaque. And a little note, last year we were going to present these at the football game. That football game, if you recall, last year was literally rained out and we had to move it, and so we weren't able to do that. The one plaque we then had was hung on the wall that you will be able to see as you walk down to the concert. But Bonnie has agreed to come back out and talk to the foundation, or to the supporters of the foundation, about the impact of Saline area schools has had on her and her travels around the world. And so I would like to present her officially with her plaque as a Foundation Hall of Fame member.
Thank you so much. Well, I was sorry to miss the football game last year, but my husband and I flew up early so that we could see another football game on Friday. Go Blue! It was fantastic. So hey, go Saline High. That was a great game, and we were so delighted to be there. Now, next to my plate, before I ate, I carry this around in my purse. It's sanitizing spray. And it was sitting by my plate when we got the presentation a minute ago. So I think I need to use it. I just shook some hands. But you know, no longer, because it sounds like these are useless. So I'm selling this afterwards for $1. Anyone wants some hand sanitizer? Wow. Did you also have the same presentations about hand sanitizer, or was this just Jackson? Just Jackson? Some of you did. Okay, Jackson came to our table and told us hand sanitizer is basically no good and you need to wash your hands with soap and water. I learned all about epidemiology in 5 minutes. I'm very impressed. Ms. Odom, Ms. Rentschler, Ms. Bendis, and Ms. Reese, I was just so impressed with what you were saying. This foundation, I'm very honored to have the award, but this foundation is amazing to see, and it's extending beyond the education. It's giving that boost of what these teachers need. It's giving a boost of what these students need, and it's going beyond the classroom, and it's just so exciting to see that. In 1999, I know that many of you may have heard of me as a musician and a recording artist and a performer, but in 1999, I was in residence at the National Geographic in residence program when Hurricane Mitch hit Central America. Thousands of people were killed and mountainsides toppled. The Choluteca River, the size of the Mississippi, when it reduced after Hurricane Mitch, they had 7 years of rain in 3 days. And that river, when it basically came back to its size, was 13 miles in another direction. That's how huge that was. And we went, my husband's originally from Honduras, and we went there and we saw the devastation. And I worked with the National Geographic to start a foundation, and we thought, what a drop in the bucket, what can we do? So we started to build schools, and we've built since 1999, 32 schools, small schools, in rural areas in Honduras. And what we witnessed with just these small schools was an incredible change in entire communities. They started to pull themselves up. They have electricity, they have water towers, they have infrastructures, all centered because of one hand up from what they had, and that was a school. And when I come here, the seeds of my life started in the Saline area schools, and I cannot be more grateful because that little seeds were given to me. I spread them, and it's a lot more than music, and no award can be given to me, no Grammy Award, none of these titles that you heard before I started to speak. Nothing is more deeply embedded in me and more important to me than those seeds that were given to me that now I can spread and see what schools do to entire communities and to lives, and all they need is a little bit extra. And it doesn't matter if there's millions of dollars in a school like this that has so much more different than these places that I've been in the world, but there's always something more that reaches that child. And the Foundation for Saline Area Schools is there. I'm so impressed that this is starting and that you're all here and giving of your resources and your time for these very precious children. And I just thank you so much for being here and giving these teachers like Ms. Odom, amazing. She's going above and beyond. And Ms. Bendes and Ms. Reese, you saw their extreme enthusiasm in what they do, and what a gift to be enthusiastic and loving what you do. So thank you, and thank you so much. I'm so humbled every time I come back to Saline. Thank you very much for having me back.
It's a go. Thank you, Bonnie, and needless to say, they had their directions. Bonnie was a former student when I taught, so the go means a lot. And now my final request. We ask you to join the foundation crew as we prepare for, and we're going to be pretty much on time, 1900-hour launch. The foundation goal for 2015-16 is $50,000. We are confident that this opportunity will affect more students, more classrooms, and expand our reach into a variety of subject areas. It will also integrate Project Lead the Way and the Next Gen approach. On a related note, I'm always proud to announce, and many of you have probably seen it, Newsweek's rankings of America's top high schools. In 2014, Saline was ranked 289th throughout the U.S., and it jumped over 100 places to 183 this year. Join me in supporting these rankings, as I believe it takes the launch crew, staff, parents, volunteers, alumni, our community, and you to shape the future of Saline students. Each of you can help make this goal and the 2015-16 strategic grant a reality. I am excited to have you on the foundation launch crew as you complete your pledge sheet for that purpose. Table captains, will you please distribute the folders? Team, the pledge sheets are on the right-hand side. Other materials in the folder, I encourage you to take home and read, as this information will update you on our foundation dates for this next year. We would like all pledge sheets returned tonight. But we have a new incentive on this poster right here, and I call forward volunteer Patty Walsh, Foundation Trustee Zoe Thompson, and Saline High Athletic Director Kurt Evanson to explain.
Okay, so everyone knows that each year the administration and all the teachers and everyone get together and put on a wonderful performance called Schools of Rock, right? So with the foundation, we are happy to announce that if you become a new FSAS partner and have a 3-year commitment of $1,000 per year, or increase your current commitment to $1,000, or extend your FSAS partner commitment, we will be providing 2 prime seats to Schools of Rock and an athletic pass to get into all the sporting events.
And now, we need those partners or those people in the audience who are willing to step up to the plate and become a partner, $1,000, or increase their partnership, $1,000, or increase their year. And I know there's some people out there that are willing to do that because I asked them to. So, my first one, where are you, Patrick? And we have athletic director who played football. Oh. Any others that will step up to the plate?
I should announce too that after this is done and on the way to the concert, if you'll bring your little football back to the back room, we will give you your voucher for your ticket.
So are there any others who would step up to this challenge or this incentive for $1,000 and receive the Schools of Rock tickets, etc.? And athletic. Okay. And there's one here too. Way back. Oh. Almost, Matt. Very good. We got 3. We have more. We have more. Schools of Rock tickets, athletic pass, and there's a VIP event after the Schools of Rock also.
Yes, there is.
We have another one who will step up to the plate to do this. One over here. Thank you, Pam. Very good. We have 4. We have prime seats, Schools of Rock, which when they go on sale,
They sold out last year in 50 minutes.
we have another one. Jen, great. We have others. 2 Schools of Rock tickets, prime location. I feel like an auctioneer. Prime location. Very good. Others? Any others? So we will, any others? Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Zoe, Kurt, and Patty. Those people, make sure you see Patty in the back so that you get the voucher for the tickets and the athletic pass, and that we complete this responsibility. I have been notified that final check of systems is a go. Mission Control reports project launch is confirmed. It is T, I'm going out in the audience because I can't see the screen. T minus 10, 9. Count with me, 7. Hold it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, we have a launch. 1900-hour project launch is successful. Project launch, Saline area schools is successful. Together with the foundation, we thank you for supporting our efforts and attending our program this evening. We are right on time. Our next portion of the program is the concert in the Ellen Ewing Performing Arts Center. NHS students, please direct everyone to the Performing Arts Center. The concert will begin at 7:15 on schedule, followed by desserts at approximately 8 p.m. Missile holders, please check in with Patty at the back. Thank you for attending this evening.